What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're down at our main shop, and behind me here I have our 2015 International Terrastar. So we picked this truck up about probably 2 weeks ago now, and we tucked it in the back of our shop over there and went through this entire truck, everything except for the cab. Well, the outside of the cab. We did a couple things inside the cab because we kind of had to with all the work that we did, but we went through this thing and cleaned it up, and it looks super nice right now. I actually really like the green on it. I know in a previous video I mentioned that it's probably going to be painted, and I made you guys guess when it's going to be, so obviously it's still green, but one day I'm sure this will get painted white. Who knows when. But anyway, we brought it in the back, we ripped the dump body off, we sanded down the entire frame, repainted it, got rid of all of the surface rust on here. We took the plows off, we sanded them down, painted them, everything with gloss black, and they look super nice now. We even did the front plow along with the plow frame here on the front. We went around and pretty much touched up everything except for where the cab is. So it's a little difficult to get in there. So we pretty much stopped right here, but the whole frame all the way back here got completely sanded down, grinded down, and repainted. We wiped it down with mineral spirits to clean it up and stuff like that, and it looks way better. It almost looks like a brand new truck. We added these poly fenders, we added these stainless mud flap brackets, we added this little mud flap so when you're throwing salt it's not going back up under your truck. We added aluminum wheels on here, new tires. Obviously we mounted this Smith spreader, salt spreader right on the frame here. This is pretty much identical to what we did with our 4300 that we picked up, the red one, and it has an identical salt spreader on it. I picked this spreader up along with another one that is on that truck in Buffalo, and it worked out perfectly that we picked up two new trucks that we can use them on. These are both auger driven salt spreaders. I've talked about this a few times before, but it's basically a fully enclosed tub, and no salt can drop down in the middle or the front or really anywhere except out of the chute here. The chain driven ones, the chain has to loop back around, and the whole time salt is falling, and when it comes back up here and it loops back to get into the tub, you'll always get a lot of salt piling up there. It's pretty much impossible to prevent, and having an auger driven one just makes it so much better. You don't have to worry about any of that. So this is a pretty much perfect setup for this truck. There's not really much that we would change. The Rexroth valve control we're having a little bit of an issue with. We'll jump in the cab and I'll show you that in a second. We have never run one of these, so we might just not really understand how to use it properly, but we've only figured out one way to get the salt spreader to work, so we're gonna have to dive into that one day, but we can get it to work. So we're definitely gonna be using this truck on Saturday when it snows. What else? We have stainless steps on order, I believe. My father was looking for them. That's why you don't have steps on this side. The other side of the truck here, we have our regular steel steps. We sanded them down and repainted them just for now so you can get in and out of here. But these will hopefully get swapped over to stainless as well. Moving in, actually, you know what? Let's turn the lights on and the strobes real quick. Sander, it's a pump, strobe, right wing. Let's go take a look at everything. Huh, strobes didn't come on. Interesting. Maybe I need to turn the key for them. Let's see. Yep, there we go. So this thing looks amazing right now. See, we got a wing light so you can see your wing. You got a Oh, interesting. This salt spreader light is not on. It might not even be wired in. Let's take a look at that real quick. It runs right here. Huh. I'll have to ask Rodrigo about that. He was doing all the wiring on here, but you have one here, which is good enough. You're going to be watching it out the driver's side mirror anyway. So you're definitely going to be able to see your salt. You got strobes on this light bar on the back. Hey, Kev, can you do me a favor? Hop in and turn the salt spreader on. You remember how to do that?
Yeah.
You got to start the truck.
What? Oh, yeah.
So we got auger running and spinner running. So basically what you have to do is come in here. This is your controller here. It's kind of weird. If you turn it off and then you turn it back on, oh, I had it all the way up, but it's on like pause mode for some reason. So what you have to do is click them both at the same time, get it to unload mode, and then you can turn them up as fast as you want. Here, I'll crank them all the way. We'll go look at it for a second. Those are all the way up. So this thing should be moving pretty quick right now. So it doesn't look quick on camera, but that's dumping a lot of salt. So what you have to do in order to stop salting is turn the auger all the way down. That way you can just turn it back up when you get into your next road, and then you don't have to worry about turning this on and off. So right now the auger should be off. Yep. But your spinner stays on. If you try to do it with, here, let me see this for a second. So if I turn that off, turn it back on, if you oh, it's still on unload mode, so it's gonna, okay, so if you get it in just, I don't know if you guys can read that, but if you get it in this regular mode and you turn it both up, your conveyor and your spinner, and you come out here, nothing is on. So we're not really sure why that's happening. The only way to get it to work is if you have it all the way off and you press these at the same time, it goes into unload mode, and then you can control your speed from there. And now they'll both be on. So there's definitely something up with this. We don't know if it's not programmed right. Let's turn all this off, spin that down, pump off, lights. We don't know if, why is this beeping? There we go. There's one thing on the side here. There's a keyhole, and we don't have the key. We bought the truck with this system in it, and there was no key in it. So we don't know if we need the key to get this to work properly or not. And without that key, we can't even try it. So at least it is working with the unload mode, and we know how to get it to dump salt. So we're gonna put this truck to the test on Saturday. Hopefully nothing breaks, but it should be good. That is gonna wrap it up for this one. If you guys have any questions or comments, definitely leave them down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys next time. Peace.